Got a Powertap hub here. We've got Powertap, we've got Quarq. Put that chaining on the wrong way. We have a Stages power meter, which is the best power meter in 2017. First things first, see this rim here. Someone else was using it and they didn't adjust their brake pad properly and it was rubbing on that. So that little fin on the pad, you want to take that off. So it's like that little fin there. On some brakes it has like a little nub sticking out here, so you want to like get a screwdriver and take it off. Otherwise, if you're not paying attention, it can do that to your rim. Anyway, Powertap hub. Digress. Powertap. Rate the products. You know, if you've got a power, again, if you've got a power meter, if you've got a Powertap, if you've got a Quarq, if you've got a Stages, you don't need a new power meter. It's working for you. If you're in the market though, pros and cons of each product. With the Powertap, when the bearings go, you cut up for a lot of money. It's not a user serviceable item. You got to send it back and calibrate the torque tube and all stuff like that. And the free hub body is pretty much made of avocado. So when you put your cassette on there to tighten it up, it just bites into it because it's really, really soft alloy. So you're going to be spending money on free hub bodies because they eventually will chew out. So it's a light product. It's more of a 2010 technology. And customer service in Australia, pretty non-existent. In the US, they look after you, but it will cost you money. But accurate products, reasonably good. But in my opinion, outdated technology. Let's move on to Quarq. This is the new D0 Quarq. It is, again, another accurate product. In terms of cost, it's more expensive. So if you're on a budget, then it probably might not be in your budget. It's a nice product. It's well used. 2-year warranty, customer support. Depends what country you're in, but generally Shram's pretty good. Generally Shram's pretty good with the customer service in my experience. So it's worldwide, Australia and USA hearing good things. And the battery is easy to change. Just undo that, battery pops out. With the Powertap, you got to take your wheel off. You got to get your little plastic thingamajiggy and then you pop it out. It's reasonably easy, but it's not as easy as a Quarq or a Stages. The weight of this, a little bit heavier than a Dura-Ace Stages setup. I don't know the exact numbers. I've got to take a crankset off and weigh it, but it's similar, but again, more expensive, as accurate. Pros and cons, probably budget. If you're on a budget, it's probably going to be out of your reach. And also, what I do like about the Stages is that you can drop it on another bike pretty easy. You know, you can change bikes with it. I'm actually going to take this off this bike now and put it on my Giant Defy over here. I've got another bike sort of sitting down there. You can sort of see that. That's the Dura-Ace crank. You can sort of see that through the chain. So there's another Dura-Ace crank. So I put it on that as well quite easily. So it's just easy to chop and change between bikes. And all the Stages is this little plastic cockroach here, a little roach. So don't spray any rodenticide around here because it might kill your Stages. Battery is easy to swap out. I'll give it the Quarq though. The Quarq battery is the easiest to swap out because it's just there. Stages a little bit fiddly. It takes a little bit getting used to. A bit like your mum, but if you persist, it'll work. And in terms of waterproofness, I've had a Powertap die in the rain on me. I've never had a Stages die. I've had a Stages cut out. I'd come home, take the battery out, let it dry out overnight, put the battery in, maybe firmware update or reset on the phone, use the app, good to go. Let it dry out. If it ever gets wet, let it dry out. Quarq, not much experience with it in the wet, but I've seen all products being sent back for warranty. I've seen Quarq get sent back, I've seen Powertap sent back, I've seen SRM sent back, I've seen Stages sent back. But I've never, to be honest, ever seen a Stages fail. I've seen someone have a battery down here and then snap their Stages clean off, but that was not, you know, product issue. That was more just user error. But so durability wise, in my experience of the Stages, has lasted me the most. And I haven't seen one fail. I've had a lot of people give me the Stages saying, "Oh, it's broken, it's broken." And I'm like, let's take the battery out, let's look at the gold prongs, let's let it air out overnight. Maybe let's put a bit of sticky tape under the battery so it pushes in better, so it picks it up. Let's see what Garmin you're using, let's update the firmware. And I hadn't seen a Stages fail yet, other than the one with the shot snapped off. But again, it wasn't a failure. But Powertap, I've seen them die, bearings wear out, free hub bodies chew. Not much can really go wrong on a Quarq, nothing can really wear out. But that's my issue with the Powertap, is the bearings will wear out, the free hub body will wear out. And then you sort of, you know, if you're in Australia, the customer service is pretty non-existent. I've had 3 Powertaps pop on me. I've taken them back to when I've been to the US and got them serviced. So I've spent probably about $3,000 on Powertap product since 2009, and so yeah. But pros and cons, each product, it's personal preference. They all work great. They all work. None of them are bad. None of them are bad. You know, you read different things on the internet. But in terms of lightweight, Stage is going to be lightest, cheapest. If you're wanting left-right, then your Quarq. If you're wanting for hub measurement, then it's your Powertap. But again, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But we are blessed with choices in 2017 of power meter options, and it can be quite confusing. I do rate the Stages because it's a product I know the best. But again, they all work. So if you've got a Stages, if you've got a Powertap, if you've got a Quarq or an SRM and it's working for you, keep it. Buying another power meter isn't going to make it any faster. But if you don't have a power meter, I definitely recommend getting one. Any questions? Hit me up down below. The biggest thing a power meter is going to do for you is going to teach you how to pace yourself. It's going to show you that keto diets don't work, because all of a sudden you can't push watts if you're in ketosis. Your watts cannot be pushed. You'll be stuck on 100 watts getting passed by my grandma, who only does it, you know, 100 Ks in the last 15 years. Power meter is a pacing product. It's a pacing tool. It's a game changer. You need to get a power meter. It's just going to help you riding so much. I mean, you don't need one, but you do need one. You can still go and ride and train, be super fit and explore and have an adventure without a power meter. But with a power meter, it's just going to be a good pacing tool, especially if you're riding with riders who are faster than you or slower than you. You can just ride at 100 watts and they'll keep up. Or if there's someone's faster than you and you're getting dropped at 400 watts, you know there's no point going faster than 400 watts and up a climb. On a draft, on a flat road, then yeah, you've got to hold the draft, hold the wheel. But on a climb, just let them go, drop it down to 300 watts or whatever you can sustain for the next 10, 20, 1 hour, 2 hours, and ride your own race, ride your own pace. So a power meter is just a pacing tool. If you want more in-depth discussion, get a copy of my cycling book, Durianrider's Lean Body Bible. I talk about how to use a power meter more in there. But essentially, it's just real fucking simple. It's just a fucking pacing tool. If you want to ride hard or easy, it just gives you numbers to follow. Done.